But TGIF, everyone, how you doing? What's going on? What is happening? And how are you? Hope everything is good for you. Hope you're doing well this evening. Hope you had a great week as well. And I hope the start of your weekend is good too. It has been a very strange week, or weekend anyway. Um, And I got going at the bottom there. The internet is tripping, just to let you know. I don't know what they're doing with this change over, but it goes out, but at least it doesn't go out for long. So if there's a drop in the connection, I'll be back within 3 minutes. So that's one thing I must say the internet company has kept it to a limit. You may drop a couple of times, but hey, at least it's only for 3 minutes or less. So I got that out there. But I am so glad to see you guys. Hope you're doing well. We got Lady V in the house. Vonda H. Emmanuel, what's going on? The underrated darkness. Happy Friday to ya. Zero, what's going on? We got Just DeAndre. We got Don Teasy. Hope you've been taking it easy. But it's great to see all of you. Now here in Chicago, we got the Air and Water Show going on. So you won't hear anything now, but earlier they were practicing. And I mean, to hear the sound of those planes, those jets just go zoom. I mean, they are loud. And as soon as they started practicing on Thursday, first thing I thought of is, I thought the city ain't had no money. How you afford fuel for those jets to be rolling around Chicago all weekend? What's up with that? But of course, like in anything, they just say, hey, we're just going to sock it to the taxpayer. They'll pay it. They'll pay it on the front end, back end, and in between. That's what they do to us each and every time. Kind of got used to it, but I still don't like it. Because when I have to cut down on my budget, first thing I'm cutting is the entertainment. That's the first thing. That extra package you got with that Netflix, with this channel and that channel, you start there. And if you still need to cut back, you just cut the whole thing off. There's some money there. If you got another Hulu or whoever, you cut down on entertainment first. So with the city, that's the way I look at it. You cut down on the entertainment. Now, they got people in town always traveling, so they're trying to entertain them. But I say, hey, put them in a room, put a film on of the jets from last year, say, look, this is how it go. Come back next year, maybe we can afford to fuel up these jets and you can see the show live. I don't think that's going to stop them from coming back and spending some of their money. I think the tourists will be all right. Just don't put it on for the 2023 events planning. That's all. That's all you got to do. If you don't put it on there, they can't complain about it, right? Also, we got recalls. What is going on with these recalls? We had recall for home run in pizza, and that's a big thing in Chicago. And there's, in different cities, people buy it frozen, but I don't know. It's like everything is a darn recall. Just small, innocent products. Just, from body lotions to things that we eat. I'm like, what's going on? What are you all doing? What are you changing? What are you trying to do to us? You got to keep us safe. But I try to always put that on my community tab when I do find that there's an issue. So do be aware of that. Sometime I put it on the other page, the Char Willie channel, as well as this one. So I don't see anyone else doing it. But what I do see people doing is this big thing with this passport thing. What is going on with that? I mean, people are jumping in folks' chat room. How dare you say this? Why? They be upset at people. I'm like, what are you all talking about? what is going on? It just seemed like it just came out of nowhere. It was like you sitting down, just strolling the YouTube streets, and then everyone fired up. Passport, passport, passport over here. Women channel, men channel, everybody channel. I said, wow. I just don't know what's happening with that, but hey, to each his own. That's not something that I would be concerned about, me personally. I don't really care. You do what you want to do. And in fact, I'm trying to figure out how to capitalize off of it, if anything. Let me turn the music off so you can understand. If anything, I'm trying to capitalize off of it. That's what I'm going to try to do. How can I make myself get some money? How am I going to get me a pension? Let's see. I know I can do the Clap Your Cheeks Airlines. That will work, right? And people be ready to fly. I'll be step right up to the friendly skies. Board the plane, young men. Once you get off, you will get off. Board here. Have your tickets handy, please. Have your passport ready for a stamp and approval. Right this way. Oh, don't run over each other. Single line. Please form a single line. Right this way. Yes, sir. You're in the right place. Yes, right here. Have a great flight. Would you like some peanuts? Or you got your own nuts? Okay. Right this way. Yes. All right. You step right on up. Right this way. Yes. To your left. All right. Have a seat. Now you buckle up. Be ready for the ride. Yes. That's how we do it here on Clap Them Cheeks Airlines. So that's how I will form it. I'm gonna have my plane, have everything, some cheeks up on the plane, have painted on the side. Forget the damn soul train or the soul plane. We're gonna have them cheeks plane. That's what I'm gonna do. Clap them cheeks plane. Step right on up. Yeah, I'm had nice little had a nudie magazines for the guys, get them all, ready, hot and ready. The tarmac is gonna be paved with petals of peaches, you know. Well, it'll be, it'll look like peaches. Of course, can't be petals, but oh yeah, I'll fix it up for you. I just have to sit and think about it. I got imagination. I figure something out for 'em. Yeah, but I'm gonna have the show a little shorter tonight because you all, or not you all, but I have been, I don't know, people have been playing jokes on me, accusations, um, showing up, arguing. I don't know what's going on. I'm trying to avoid that. That's not that type of channel over here. But, I sit over here and mind my business, but it comes anyway. But we're going to go on and get into the show tonight. And you all buckle up. Get ready for the ride. And we'll have a little intro. Got one more intro for before we get started. And let's take a listen.
This is when you got to be able to critically think, look, and see what's popping off, right? It's what it is that what Kevin Samuels does is that he actually highlights the non-select. He highlights, meaning the guys who watch his show. You understand what I'm saying? They're looking at women who are looking for those types of guys, which are quote unquote the providers. You understand what I'm saying? I want the guy with the 6 figures and all this other stuff. What those women are looking for is someone to settle with. What women generally want overall is they want a guy who they're sexually attracted to, who dominant, who's an alpha male, and who provides and protects and has all that the resources and stuff. They want the entire package. You understand what I'm saying? But what women will do is they will settle for the guy with resources. So a lot of the guys who watch Kevin Samuels, they're resource guys, meaning their most attractive quality is their resources. And so what happens is that they think that they are the top guy because this is what women are saying they want. The women on Kevin Samuels show, what they're essentially saying is that what I really want is the guy that hits on all cylinders, but you guys don't. But what you do have is resources, so I'll settle for y'all. But those guys don't realize that they're the settled guys. They're the guys that women are settling for. You see what I'm saying? And so The reason why those guys are attracted to Kevin Samuels' show is because usually the guys that are attracted to Kevin Samuels' show are guys who aren't generally attractive to women, which is why they like to see Kevin Samuels roast the women. It's like, yeah, get that whore, get that chick. You see what I'm saying? Like, this is what happens. So this is what I'm saying. You got to look at it critically, because, and this is why they're saying that Kevin Samuels proves that dating is hard. No, it's the guys that watch it. It's hard for them, which is why they're tuning in to see women that remind them of the women who didn't want them get roasted. You see what I'm saying? That's generally what happens.
Yeah.
We know the truth, what you really want to do. All this live stream talking, not telling truth. Quote and stack like those numbers make it a fact. Those women would have never picked you even where you're at. Winter's here and it's here for you indefinitely. You turn your back on your own damn community. We see your comments in the chat and it's hate speech. You mad at women cause they didn't choose you in their sheets. Name your doctor writing scripts cause the dosage off. Flipping a script, women winning talking about they lost. Been 4 years you've been hanging in these YouTube streets. Congratulations, you just earned your bachelor's degree. You wanna clap them cheeks, you wanna clap them cheeks. You wanna clap them cheeks, you wanna clap them cheeks. You wanna clap them cheeks, you wanna clap them cheeks. You wanna clap them cheeks, you wanna clap them cheeks. Those red pills never did nothing for you. I hear Red Bull is on sale, won't you pick up too? Speaking of which, your godfather is dead and gone. No more new quotes for you to carry on. Flip the channel, keep on searching, and don't be sad. Never cry about something that you never had. It's been years you've been hanging in these YouTube streets. Congratulations, you just earned your bachelor's degree. You wanna clap them cheeks, you wanna clap them cheeks. You wanna clap them cheeks, you wanna clap them cheeks. You wanna clap them cheeks, you wanna clap them cheeks. You wanna clap them cheeks, you wanna clap them cheeks. You wanna clap them cheeks, you wanna clap them cheeks. You wanna clap them cheeks, you wanna clap them cheeks. You wanna clap them cheeks, you wanna clap them cheeks. All right. And here's Ruby, everyone. Classic.
Hold on. Sure, was that Beyonce on Sesame Street?
Yes, it was.
Girl, I understand now. You know what? I apologize, Mr. Gray. It's really great. He told me it is all propaganda and they are conditioning us from birth. I get it now. No, seriously, you know why? Because it never processed to me. Because now I looked at it, I'm like, when I was a kid, they didn't put stars like that on Sesame Street. And I'm like, you know what? No, they used to. I remember they used to announce names, but you just didn't know who those people were. And you didn't care because you were like 5. You're just waiting for them to get to your little sing song or something, you know? And I'm like, oh my God, they are programming us. Right? Those little 3-year-olds are like, oh, Beyonce, she's from Sesame Street. No, she's not. Right? But you saw her like that one time. Now you go and buy Beyonce music, and now you're an independent woman by the time you're 7, right? And then by the time you're 11, you're like, all the single ladies. I get it. Oh my God. I'm traumatized. I got that. How you doing today, Jeff?
I am doing fine. And Don T, not Don T's, I'm sorry, Zero. I've announced that I am going in a different direction. I'm just kind of showing a little bit of what I'm going to be doing because I will be leaving this space. I've had enough of it. Thank you very much. But what I must say that I found a new artist, and he has a little talent, so we might be going on tour. We might be.
Ooh.
I got a little
Ooh.
excited when he had his debut yesterday, so I'm gonna play it because I
Oh.
love blues, and he sings the blues. Yes, he
Okay
does.
then.
Yeah, he does. So here you go.
How y'all doing? My name is Bumpin' Gums Murphy, and I wrote this blues song for the bitches, for you black bitches, putting niggas on child support, you baby mama terrorists and bitter women. Oh, my baby done left me and put me on child support, took me to court. Now I'm bitter and I'm lonely. I done took that red pill and I ain't got no money. I got the child support blues. Child support blues. Child support blues. Child support blues. I hate you raggedy black bitches, cause all you do is want my riches. That's why I'ma sue. Child support blues. The child support blues. Child support blues. Child support blues. Child support blues. The child support blues. Child support blues. Child support blues. The joke is on you with the child support blues, cause I ain't paying no matter what I got to do. Child support blues. Child support blues. Child support blues. The child support blues. I got the achy, breaky, rusty, dusty child support blues.
Sing it, Bumping Gums Murphy. Sing it. That's right. You sing it. That's
Child.
right.
Girl, why do I ever take Char seriously when she says things? First of all, okay? I sit here already, right? Okay, cool. So, okay. And then I was like, Amir, oh, this isn't going to go the way I thought it was, right? And then I learned something interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Only Amiri could figure out how to play the harmonica wrong. Like, even 3-year-olds, right? Can figure out that really high note that I don't even know how he did it the whole time is not the right note, right? Like, you don't have to do it. You don't have to go like you. But dude, why do you have to say all the way up there and like it's screeching through my brain territory of harmonica? You couldn't have been in the middle somewhere like you're supposed to. Like, I don't understand. Oh my god. I'm not even sure what the hell else he said.
Well, we're going to practice before we hit the road. So it's going to be all good. We're going to practice. That's what we're going to do. Yes.
Right. I'm glad you didn't run everyone out of here. That's good. Because y'all are very patient in the chat. Y'all must really love Char. Because me, I was about to go. I was like 2 seconds. If y'all couldn't see me, I was about to bounce. Trust. I was like, oh, I'm on the screen. Forget it. I guess I'll stay. That was horrible. That was like the worst sound in the world. And only zero called it out. Like, someone take his whistle away. Exactly. That's what it sounded like. It sounded like a whistle. Like, what are you doing?
Oh, that boy is good. What you talking about?
Music. All I gotta say to Mr. DJ Music, all I gotta say, listen, if they're a duo, right, and Amiri is the one who's playing the harmonica, right? All you gotta do is talk to your girl Char in the back chat and make sure she's not trying to sing harmony. Because if she is, we both gotta cut and run from now. Just stop. Cut off all association. You don't know her name. Block her number. Right? Like that's it. That's it.
Oh, don't be like that. Don't be like that. Don't be like that.
Good golly.
Oh, come on, man.
Oh boy.
You ain't got to be like that. It's gonna be all right. We're gonna practice. Like I said, we're gonna practice. Yes.
You know how they say it takes 10,000 hours to become a master of practice to become a master at something?
Yeah.
Like that's the minimum. That's the minimum. Right?
Well,
like
a master. We're not trying to be master. We're just, trying to just start,
Yeah, see that's the problem, right? That you have to already be good at something and then put in your 10,000 hours to become a master. They never quantify how long it takes to go from not being able to do something at all to being able to be passable at it. They never talk about that. I'm just saying.
Oh.
I know.
Okay.
I'm,
Well,
I'm not trying to squash your dreams, but I'm trying to squash your dreams. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. Well, I got plenty of time, so we're gonna get in at least 5,000 hours. All I can promise you, but we're gonna try.
Yeah. Thank God. Okay. Buys us some time to run and hide.
Oh. Well, there are some breaches, and I'm sure you've heard a lot of them. I spoke with someone that had an issue with their Cash App, and I did a little research to see if I can find what the culprit is, and it is what we can kind of assume it is. So let me read a little bit of that. Now, this article is in April this year, April 6th, and it says Cash App says data breach could affect millions of users. Well, I don't know millions of people, but it did affect one person I know. So, just to say, more than 8 million users of mobile payments service Cash App could be affected in a data breach involving a former employee who took records containing consumer names and account numbers. You said it. You got it. Former employee. While account users' name and passwords were not affected, the mobile payment app is now notifying customers of the breach. It disclosed in an April 4 filing with the Security and Exchange Commission. Cash App is owned by Block, formerly known as Square, a financial payment company headed by Twitter co-founder Jack Dorsey. So, Block said in the filing that it recently determined that a former employee downloaded certain reports belonging to Cash App. That information include users' name and brokerage accounts numbers, a unique identifier for a person's stock activity on Cash App investing. For some customers, the compromised data also included brokerage portfolio value, brokerage portfolio holdings, and or stock trading activities for one trading day according to Block. Now, because you have to pay you have to pay tax now on Cash App, PayPal, and all those other services. I find that it's important that you try to protect your money as much as you can. If you can remove it, it's, not to say the same day, but don't let it pile up when it comes down to Cash App. Send it somewhere else, however you cash it out, so it just doesn't sit there. Because there's a lot of people that have not received any type of notice about this. Because if you're saying it can affect millions of users, I haven't heard anything. Just one person I talked to, and I might have heard something else, but nothing that big. So I say protect yourself, take your money out as soon as you can, because somebody else can get it.
Well, I have no opinion. There is no Cash App Canada, so I mean, I don't want to react in a angry, bitter, jealous, and therefore, petty way, right? But like,
Uh-oh.
haha, no, I'm kidding. Like, because it's so frustrating because, all of America and then Britain, and then I think there's other countries now, right? But not Canada, right? No, we don't get Cash App. So like, we just don't count, right? So like our way, PayPal, no one uses that anymore. It's like so last year, right? So it's kind of like, I don't know, maybe people will start diversifying back into PayPal related things again, and then maybe I could put a link up and I could get paid for not posting content. It doesn't matter. The point is, right, at the end of the day, Cash App, I think I've always known there's something not secure enough about Cash App, because I doubt that it's that Cash App doesn't want to do a deal to have Canadian users as much as Canada's protections to our privacy and to our information and whatever are a little bit stricter than America and whatever. So I always thought there must be something slightly less safe about it. Do you know what I mean? So I'm not surprised.
Yeah. Hey, anytime someone can create something, get some dollars, they're going to do it when it comes down to us, the U.S. Yeah. Now, with this next story, this can affect many people, Android users, more so than anything. So take a listen. Be safe out there with them phones. Here we go.
The fastest growing scams around the world. It's called SIM card swapping. And these women say they lost their life savings after they fell victim to it.
Online banking is a breeze these days, many of us checking our accounts straight from our cell phones. So imagine logging in one day and discovering your entire life savings is missing.
It's been really horrible, the entire experience.
New Yorker Jackie Berman says a hacker wiped out her Citibank savings account, over 26 grand.
$26,000. It was pretty terrifying, to say the least.
This TV executive says her Citibank account got hijacked too.
I freaked and I went running to the nearest bank.
She says scammers stole a whopping $200,000. So what's going on here? Well, online hackers have orchestrated a new scam called SIM swapping. It happens when they steal your personal information online and then contact your mobile phone carrier and trick them into activating a SIM card like this. Once that occurs, the scammers have control over your phone, your passwords, pretty much everything. And then, pretending they're you, they contact your bank and start transferring all the cash out of your account. After Inside Edition contacted Citibank, things quickly changed, at least for Heidi Diamond.
I do believe it's thanks to Inside Edition that I got my money back.
That's right. They cut her a check for the full amount she lost, all $200,000.
Phew, for me.
Jackie Berman hasn't been as lucky. 4 months after first reporting the fraud, she says she's still missing all that money, and Citibank refuses to budge.
Citibank has now denied me not once, not twice, not 3 times, but 5 times. And every single time my heart stops because I'm thinking, how can they just think that I'm going to allow a criminal to have my $26,000?
Though both women's money was taken by a SIM scam, Citibank didn't tell us why Ms. Diamond's money was returned while Ms. Berman's was not. The bank.
They're never going to tell you that. But I do happen to know someone that this has happened to.
Oh.
And yeah, they had control of her phone and everything. They got her, what is that? Credit. What did they did? They reported her, not reported her, but they filed for unemployment.
Oh, hell no.
And she's not sure about the PPP loans and stuff like that, but I haven't talked to her to see if she checked into that, but yeah, they got her. They got her.
Okay. Can you explain again? Okay, how does this work? So they get, how do they get your SIM card? And I'm confused.
Well, I'm not sure exactly how they're doing it, except for they report to the company, your phone company, I guess, and say, hey, my SIM card is something wrong with my phone or whatever. Send me a new SIM card.
Mm-hmm.
Now, how it goes from that, I replay it. Maybe you can figure out some of the terminology, but I just know is they get a new SIM card and able to use that and pretend it's them. I mean, they pretend it's you, and they're using a
Mm-hmm.
SIM card, and I guess they load in the information from the previous phone to the device the person is pretending to be you. Now, would you like to hear it again?
Yes, I don't know why this is confusing for me. I worked in the cellular industry, so I'm not sure. Like,
Is it because the information is on the SIM card? They send like what a like a duplicate of your SIM card?
Of the
well, like they
information
couldn't
that
do that. So, okay, the way a SIM card, like if they were going to send you a new SIM card, right, then they'd be sending you a blank one. So I guess where I'm confused, it's like they're like it's a SIM card scam. So I'm like, are they getting a SIM card with your phone number attached to it and then swapping it out while you don't notice? So that way your SIM card with all your information is on it, or are they buying your old phone? Like I guess I'm missing that that original piece. Like I get like, okay, once they have a SIM that's attached to your account, um, you know, then they can get into all your stuff that's you've saved onto your SIM card. I get that part, but I'm just not getting how they're getting to that place. Like if I just ordered a SIM card to some random person's account with their phone number, that wouldn't be enough for me to get all of access to all of their data, right? Like I would need more information than that. That's why I guess maybe I missed something.
okay. Let's see.
That's
Okay.
true, Jackie.
After
The
they
two-tier
fell victim to it.
authorization. Oh no, I was just saying
Online
Jackie
banking
was right. Oh, sorry.
is a breeze these days. Many of us checking our accounts straight from our cell phones. So imagine logging in one day and discovering your entire life savings is missing.
It's been really horrible, the entire experience.
New Yorker Jackie Berman says a hacker wiped out her Citibank savings account, over 26 grand.
It's $26,000. It was pretty terrifying, to say the least.
This TV executive says her Citibank account got hijacked too.
I freaked and I went running to the nearest bank.
She says scammers stole a whopping $200,000. So what's going on here? Well, online hackers have orchestrated a new scam called SIM swapping. It happens when they steal your personal information online and then contact your mobile phone carrier. And
Can you picture that part of it?
Oh,
Okay, so I know what they do. Okay, I
Yeah.
get it.
All right. So I'm gonna leave it there.
Because it's the same thing that, interestingly enough, right? So Melody recently went away. She lost her phone, which means she didn't know her own passwords to things like her Gmail and whatever, right? And so she was waiting until she got like her new phone and whatever. But in order for you to get into your phone, get into all of your stuff, all you really need is, so like, let's say if you're Android, a lot of people log into Android using Samsung Pass, or if you have a Samsung phone, or Gmail. And so everything would be like access to your Gmail, right? It's connected to your Gmail, all of your passwords, all your whatever, right? It's like your Google account is all of your information. So if they can get your email address and your password and that kind of basic information, and then they got a SIM attached to your phone number, okay, and they guessed correctly that you logged in with that Gmail account. Okay, that was the piece I was missing. I'm like, how are they getting? Okay, I get it now. Oh, that sucks.
Yeah. And,
Ouch.
yeah, and they're never going to tell you, well, this is how and this is why, and I'm going to give you this and I'm not going to give them that. Yeah, we already know.
Yeah, no, and you know what? And like Fonda was saying to Jackie, right? The two-tier authorization and the account security code. But a lot of people, like when I worked at Bell, there was like a pop-up. People would put a security code pop-up if they had any kind of problem on their account. The problem is that carriers are greedy, right? They understand you're going to stop paying them if you don't have a phone to use their service, which means, right, that they used to, back in the days, they used to require you to show up in a store with 2 pieces of ID, including photo ID, to confirm, and maybe sometimes even a bill to confirm you are the real account holder before they would replace things like that. But they don't do that anymore, unfortunately, right? So if you were to call in to a company, change the billing address, right? Wait 30 days, often it's only 30 days, then they'll mail you anything. And that's the problem, is they've gotten so greedy and people have gotten so lazy, right? That now, no, seriously, because if people weren't so damn lazy, then they would probably still have that type of thing in place where no, you have to show up in a store. I'm sorry. I know it's inconvenient, but it's attached to an existing account. This is the only way we can do it. It's not like that anymore, unfortunately.
This is very traumatic and unsettling.
Right?
It's always been
It
unsettling
is.
that people can, tap into your personals, your financial personals, and just take it.
Yeah.
I had a time where, I had fraud in my account, like, in a span of like 6 months, like 3 times. Each time they shut my card down. I mean, thank God, they reversed the charges, but it's just so crazy. It's crazy. And I do online banking on my phone, and I wish I would go in there and look into my account and it says 0 or negative, some crap. I'm like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
I get alerts if my account goes below a certain level, and that happened, and I looked and I'm like, my freaking mortgage, got paid twice, and I'm like, wait, how did I pay that twice? I didn't mean to pay it twice, and I'm just looking and I'm getting this alert, and I'm like, wait a minute. I wake up and I'm transferring some funds because I don't want stuff going crazy, but that it woke me up. That was like in the middle of the night, and I saw like the little banner on my phone. I'm like, what? Below the level? I'm like, what the hell? And it's very unsettling because people get wiped out. $200,000, $26,000, your account just taken down to 0.
Right.
Yep.
Right. And you're at the mercy. And you got to call everybody. Hey,
financial
CBS, ABC, anybody, please come here and do this story.
Well, we know why that other lady got her $200,000. She's a TV exec. They was not about to not give her money.
Right. That's what it is. Can't afford that. Are you serious? If you work on a TV
give
set,
Betty Jean back her money because she's not having it.
Right. Or like if you were a YouTube influencer, how many times I've seen the story of people who not even huge accounts, but they have, let's say, 100,000 followers, right? And they ask for some help through a bank, customer service, something bad happens, right? Customer service don't care about you at all. Then this person goes, right? They go do their little posts, right? And of course, because they have 100,000 followers, then it's very easy for something like that to go viral from them, right? Then the company reaches out. It's like, why didn't you just tell us you were an influencer, right? We'll have that fixed for you in 48 hours if you could just take down your post, right? Look, this is what it is.
Fixed in 48 seconds.
Right? Something more egregious, but you only got 3 followers on YouTube. They don't care about your feelings. Come on now. They're terrible.
Now this story is interesting, I would say. I don't know how it's going to help as far as stopping it, but let me play it and I'll just explain why.
Okay.
Chicago police announcing changes today to its foot chase policy.
Tia Ewing is live with the latest. Tia.
Well, here's what's new in terms of this new foot chase policy that was put in place today. Police now have restrictions on exactly who they can chase. And when they do chase, it will be reviewed by 2 levels of supervision.
Please stop! Stop right now! This foot pursuit in March of last year led to the death of 13-year-old Adam Toledo. 2 days later, hey, drop the gun! Drop the gun! Anthony Alvarez was shot and killed. By May, CPD created a temporary policy. At that time, it allowed officers to pursue a suspect for minor offenses, but now that's over.
It's important that we make sure that violent, dangerous people are dealt with, and sometimes that means you got to pursue them. But I also want the officers to be able to come home at night.
Under the new policy, officers may chase if they believe a person is committing or about to commit a felony, domestic battery, or a serious traffic offense that puts others in jeopardy. They can.
Now, the issue with this thing is it's not the chasing that was the issue. It's the shooting a person in the back. That was the issue. That was the biggest issue with that. So now you're saying, okay, it's only certain people that we can chase now if we believe the felony, domestic battery, traffic offense, and jeopardy. Those we can continue to chase, and it'll be 2 levels of, but we know it can be 15 levels. It means nothing. Let's be honest here. The whole thing with Chicago, when people got together to say, hey, this is ridiculous. You're shooting this person, you're shooting that person. It was all about shooting them in the back. All the reports, the person is running away and you're shooting them in the back. You're not even shooting them one time. You're shooting them, you know. Exactly. And that's what I find, that I don't see how this is really going to make a big difference. I'm going to keep my eye open, but I'm just still upset that the fact that we've had a lot of foot chases and they've shot people and, killed them.
Yeah, but I just feel like what they're going to do then, instead of chasing you first before they shoot you, they're just going to shoot you as soon as you start running. So, because they're not allowed to chase you. No, like seriously, it doesn't say they're not allowed to shoot people
your
for
leg
minor
up now,
offenses.
run.
Yeah, right. Because it doesn't say they're not allowed to shoot people for minor offenses. Because if that's the problem, right, then you shouldn't be allowed to shoot people for minor offenses. The end. I don't care. The end, right? You should, unless it's a major offense, right? There should be like some kind of code. You have to radio in, and they have to give you the password for you to be able to unlock your gun. Otherwise, all you got is a taser in your wits, and that's what you got. Because, I don't really care if you're chasing people down for minor offenses or not. That's really not the issue. In the case of this kid, we covered this story. So I remember very clearly, and I went looking hard for the video, because every video I found, they kept pausing it right before he got shot. So then you would hear the gunshots, but you wouldn't be able to see exactly what had happened in that split second before, the first bullet was shot. And I'm like, it's going to be disturbing, but no, we have to see this, because y'all have to see what he's saying. He's saying, I saw a gun. No, you saw hands up. Again, hands up, don't shoot. How many times y'all have to hear hands up, don't shoot? Like, it's very simple. You're not allowed to shoot people for minor offenses. You're not allowed to shoot people for running away. You're not allowed to shoot people because you can later on say, I fear for my life. In fact, qualified immunity should be removed altogether. Sorry, cops, but it's true. Qualified immunity should be removed altogether. Because that is, in essence, what they've been hiding under for so long. And if they just took that away, you wouldn't have to make other kinds of rules, would you? Because people would really think, not just twice, but 15 times before shooting some kid. What they would do, if they saw, oh, I think he's got a gun, everyone would dive and take cover and see if he's really got a gun, right? That's what people would do. If they knew for sure there was no qualified immunity, so if they shoot that kid, they're going to get an attempted murder charge. Seriously. Okay. He would have to have had a gun in his hand, okay? And not just the fact that he has it. He would have had to try to shoot someone or something in order for it to be okay for the cops to return fire. It should be that, return fire. Why are y'all shooting kids in the back? You don't even know their age. You know nothing about them. Oh, I saw something black in his hands. Are you out of your mind? Everyone and their children and their mama and their great grandma, everyone has a cell phone, and everyone's cell phone's in their hand. You know what I mean? Come on, let's stop this.
Yeah. Well, let's see. Welcome, K Jr., and welcome Art New Style TV. How are you doing? Welcome.
Art.
What's
What
up? Leo's in the house. We're in Leo season, Art. We're in Leo season.
It's coming to an end, you problematic Leos.
You know what? Don't be
I
hating
said
me,
it. I
Vonda.
said it.
Okay.
To every Leo out there, you guys are problematic.
Ow.
That's okay, because I'm also a Pisces. So
Uh-oh. Claiming too. Okay.
yes. I was supposed to be born September 19th. I was born much like very early, right? So I'm a Pisces and a Leo, and also in my full birth chart, right? My Mercury is in Pisces, which is why I operate and think a lot like Pisces people, even though, I just have the limelight and attention that a Leo commands, so there's a balance. It's a balance.
Okay.
Little Miss Problem. Like I said, Little Miss Problem.
Oh my gosh.
We're
I'm
gonna
sorry.
play. Oh, I'm sorry. You had something else to say?
Yeah, no, I just read what Jackie said in the chat, and she said we may have to come stay with you. They've got 87,000 armed IRS agents coming for the middle class.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Damn.
I
Armed?
might bring that up soon.
Okay. Yeah, you're gonna have to tell me. That's
Yes,
something.
I would like to talk about that. That's
Okay.
that's interesting.
Right? That's crazy.
Well, we're gonna play a little name that tune,
Okay.
and you got your choices A, B, and C,
Okay.
and you see the folks on the screen. I'll make it bigger as soon as I pull it up there.
Who the hell?
And I'm gonna play the tune. If you were here last week, you pretty much know the answer. But if you weren't, then let's just see how good you guess. So here's the high note. And your choices is A, B, and C. So you got A for Antoine Sims. You got B for Patti LaBelle. Oops, I went past her. And then you got C for Mariah Carey. So you can put your choices, and I'll play that high note one more again. Here goes. And
Y'all so ignorant.
You tell me who you think hit that high note. A, B, or C?
Where's the Jeopardy think music?
Do 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 do. Yeah, I think you all know who it is. I think you know. I'm guessing that you know. Let's see.
Ignorant. That's all I gotta say. But y'all are ignorant, okay? I remember this conversation. Y'all are ignorant. That's all I gotta say.
Name that tune, folk. I'm waiting. I'm waiting. I'm gonna see. You need a
They
commercial
don't know.
break? I can give you a commercial break. C for Carrie, B for LaBelle, or A for Antoine Sims. Yeah, that when you do that vote, which I think I like the poll, but for some reason it just acts up for me. I don't know. So I just said forget. I'm not even going to attempt to do it. Okay, let me see. Do I see anything? I don't see nothing. Y'all don't want to play? You scared you're gonna get the wrong answer? Okay, well, all right then. Be that way.
See some chickens in the chat. Chickens in the chat.
Emmanuel said it.
Yeah, that is true. Emmanuel said he didn't say A, B, or C though.
He said, Antoine, please don't tase me, Sims. That's the full name.
All right,
the
Don
full
TC.
name.
Okay. Very good. Okay, both y'all got it. All right, y'all know them high notes. I'm glad that you were paying attention last week. You got a little distracted, but I was curious. I'm like, let's see if people still paid attention. That's what I want to know. Did you pay attention? All right, let's see what we got next here. I think we got two more things. I know Ruby's gonna enjoy one of these for sure. Let's see. Yeah, because you get to put your that cap on, that therapist cap on. Let's see. I guess I'll go ahead and mention this one. When it comes down to lawsuits, you know how American do it when it comes down to lawsuits. Oops, let me take down the comment. There we go. Yep. Everybody got to pay.
Ooh, what they done did?
Everybody got to pay.
Hmm.
Let's see. Give me 1 second. When I be seeing these little notations, I be nosing. I'm like, okay, is somebody messaging me? Am I missing something to sound bad? What? Okay, looks like everything good. All right. So Walgreens, CVS, and Walmart ordered to pay $650 million in the opioid lawsuit. Now, what my thought process is, everybody got to pay. Everybody played their part. In my opinion, I don't think that they should be, but if they want money, I guess they said we're going to sue everybody. A federal judge ordered 3 of the country's largest pharmacies chains to pay $650.6 million in 2 Ohio counties that they were found to have flooded with prescription painkillers. The court said Wednesday in a landmark judgment that CVS, Walmart, and Walgreens must bear some of the costs of the opioid epidemic that has wrought on Lake and Trumbull counties outside Cleveland. So the judge say, hey, you need to pony up some money too.
Mm.
The award comes after a first of its kind federal trial targeting the 3 major retailers which have some of the deepest pockets left in the legal battle over the epidemic. Many other major drug distributors and makers have settled or filed for bankruptcy. Ding, 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 ding. That's got to be it. You can't get the money from them, so you're going to go over to get the big 3 as well. A jury ruled last year that the pharmacy played a significant role in the crisis faced by the 2 counties. U.S. District Judge Dan A. Poster in Cleveland wrote this week that the pharmacy chain has dispensed the drugs without effective control and procedures to prevent the pills from being abused and resold, and thus partially responsible for the damage the epidemic has caused in these 2 communities. Now, that's the only part I disagree with. Because when you're a pharmacy, you get the prescription and you read it and you run the insurance and it goes through.
Mm-hmm.
Now, as far as if you are a pharmacist and you keep seeing the same people and the prescriptions, just the date changes by every 3 days or something, then it's your responsibility to report that. Now, that I agree with. But just to say in general that the entire drug chain is responsible, nah.
Well, it's possible that maybe they didn't have in place certain things because from my understanding, where I work at, there's a pharmacy.
Mm-hmm.
And from time to time, you'll have some of the, customers coming in and they'll get pissed because they're in there to pick up a prescription, but the pharmacy will not release the prescription because they'll come back and say, "Oh, wait a minute, this prescription can't be released for another 3 days." Because you can only refill this prescription every so often and you're 3 days early, but I don't know what they did. Maybe they dropped a couple pills and, they're a couple pills short, but they want their pills and they be having a fit, but the pharmacy legally cannot release that prescription to them because the time frame does not match. It doesn't add up. So maybe those places did not have that in enacted or enabled, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but the reason why I disagree is for a couple reasons. Number one, because I take opiates, so very familiar with this particular whole system of nonsense. And yes, I'm sure it's different slightly in America versus Canada, right? Whereas in America has been very ineffective at dealing with things like the opiate crisis, Canada has been much better at enacting countrywide or province-wide plans, right, to stop things like pill mills. Now, to some extent, that's penalizing good doctors, it's penalizing innocent patients as well. However, some of the things they've done are good. So, for example, you cannot blame the individual pharmacy, right? You have to blame the government for not having at least something that's statewide, if not countrywide, that tracks people's prescriptions. So to my health card. So as of, I think it was maybe 6-7 years ago. It was about 6-7 years ago. But 6-7 years ago, they started attaching our prescriptions to our health cards, right? And so we actually have universal health care, right? And one of the ways that you get that is you have a health card. And prior to 6-7 years ago, the health card itself was only something you show at doctor's offices or whatever. But because of the opioid epidemic, now your prescriptions were all attached to your health card number. So that meant no matter where you went in all of Ontario, it doesn't matter if you went to 17 different doctors and 1,000 different prescription pharmacies or whatever, the prescription itself is attached to your health card number. So you can't doctor shop anymore. You can't switch pharmacy to pharmacy to pharmacy, right? To try to keep refilling things. It's not the pharmacy's fault that the government has no way of tracking these things. Do you know what I mean? It's on the pill mills, it's on the doctors, right? It's on the makers of OxyContin. It's on a lot of people, but the pharmacies themselves, why are they responsible for having a system that tracks people who can get prescriptions even while indigent and having no ID at all, right? And these people are smart. They don't go back to the same pharmacy over and over, right? They'll go to Walgreens and then they'll go to this one and then they'll go to that one and they go all over different parts of the state. Why is that Walgreens' fault or CVS's fault or whatever, right? It's on the government. You want to sue someone, sue the government because the government is not doing a good job of tracking these things. So that way, and giving systems to the pharmacies so that way they could do their part. Because it's not on the, I'm supposed to sit there and look at this chick, right? She comes in, she looks strung out maybe, I think. But maybe she's just in a lot of pain, right? But I, as a pharmacist, have a right to overrule the doctor and decide you don't get your prescription today, even though the doctor wrote it clear as day that you can pick it up today. How's that on the pharmacist? Like that's ridiculous. They can't win that. There's no way they can't win that. Mm-mm.
Well, they won it.
They won?
Yeah.
How?
Because that's what the judge said, and they had a jury. I forgot what I read about when the jury was, but me personally, I disagree with that ruling. I think that's not fair because, especially in the article, it mentioned reselling the pills. I mean, come on, you can't stop any of that. So that's why I'm like, I disagree with that.
Who could possibly even know that? I know people who have sold their pills, allegedly, and what I do know is they're not stupid. So they would write down the day they picked up their prescription, because people, like, there's some certain kinds of disorders you can have that you'll be able to get these pain medications every month for the rest of your life, even if you don't need them, right? And so I knew people who would do that. They would write it down in their calendar. So every 30 days or whatever, it would tell them, pick up this prescription, right? So how would the pharmacy know that they were picking it up to sell it? How would they know, right? Like, what's the indication? Even if you ask them, hi, are you planning on selling your medication? They're going to say no,
and
right?
Was the pill numbered before the person swallowed? Hey, what's that you're about to take? Let me look at that. Oh, that's number 2567817. Oh, yeah, you got that from Walgreens 27 over there on such and such street Boulevard, and it came from and then this doctor. That's just stupid. but
right? This was to send people to, hey, you have an opiate prescription. Hi, this is your new Walgreens representative. He's gonna follow you home and make sure you swallow the pills instead of selling them. Like what? Like how could they possibly do that? Oh my God. Yeah, no, that's wrong. I think that's gonna get overturned. I think they're gonna appeal it. It's gonna get overturned. That's ridiculous. Come on. Come on.
We'll see what happens.
Overturn it before I get my money.
Truth.
Now, this next article, lawsuit, you know, that's how we do it in the U.S.
Right?
So that's why I build it up for you, Ruby. I build it up.
Oh gosh.
Had the first one with the opioids.
No.
This one with the Geico. Oh yeah.
I did not read that title. I refuse to believe that's what this is about.
This is ridiculous.
No.
She got an STD during wiki car sex. Now, Geico. You see a little thing, little Geico.
Wow.
Could pay her $5.2 million. Now I said it could. Well, I did a little research and it's going to do more than could. She actually won.
You're kidding.
I kid you not.
Stop it.
I kid you
Oh
not.
my God. I wonder if she would have gotten pregnant. Would she have gotten child support from freaking Geico?
Probably so. Probably so.
What the heck? Are you serious?
I kid you not. I'm going to change screens and show it to you.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. That's what they doing over here in the U.S. That's how we do it. We find a clause inside of a clause with that clause on top of the clause.
Become a millionaire with a lawsuit.
That's how we do it in the U.S.
Wow.
That's how we sue in the
lucrative car sex I've ever heard of.
Right? I'm trying. Shai, you will have to read it. I can't. Because I'm from Canada, right? We're not litigious like that, right? We don't slip a tiny bit into Walmart, don't hurt ourselves, and start limping so we could sue somebody, right? Like it's just not that kind of country. So I really think it's crazy how much Americans sue over and what they're suing over, right? I really think it's crazy. But this, come on. I can't even follow the logical train of thought. Like, imagine.
Did they cancel his policy? Is he insurable? Could he get insurable if he has the disease? I mean, are they going to make him take a blood test? This the whole thing is crazy. How does all that play a part?
Wow. Yeah, let's hear it.
Sex. It wasn't a collision.
Right. It has nothing to do with what
he did kind of hit. Wait a minute. He did kind of hit.
There you go. See?
And when he hit, but he didn't hit her with the car. The car didn't give her the STD.
He bumped her with that wide receiver. So you just gotta. There's a play on words. You gotta understand. You go before the judge. Say, look here, judge. This is how it went.
No, you cannot tell me, right? No, because this is where my confusion, right? So you get car insurance, and that car insurance covers you, right? Whether it's liability or this or that or blah blah blah, right? For using the car as a car is intended, right? Now, unless you can tell me the manufacturer made this sex car, right? Like this car, it was specially manufactured so you can also have sex in it. Like that is the purpose of the car. The car in and of itself is not for you to kind of sit down, you have your safety belt, you drive from point A to point B. That's not what it's for, right? If you're telling me that you can get insurance on a car, and then because anything bad happened inside the car while the car is not in movement, has nothing to do with the car. It has nothing to do with the car. It had nothing to do with the car. It's not like if she had sex out in the field, she wouldn't have gotten the STD. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, what? It was the sex. It wasn't the car. How is your...
I mean, the bumper is insured, not the bump on his dingling. It's like, give me a break.
Well,
okay, let's hear it.
Let's see. I don't know.
Okay.
Wow.
A Missouri woman sued Geico for big bucks after contracting an STD while having sex in a vehicle insured by the company. The incident happened in late 2017. In 2018, the woman, a Jackson County resident, was diagnosed with human papillomavirus, or HPV. The petition she filed in February 2021, asking for $1 million payoff, was denied the following month. Now in June, okay, on Friday, June 10th, it was announced that the woman who is anonymous, filed as MO, has won the $5.2 million lawsuit from the insurance company in connection to the Naughty Nightmare. According to reports, because MO, okay, 1 minute, scroll, give me a minute, scroll, and her partner engaged in unprotected sex in a car insured by GEICO, the HPV infection should be covered by the policy. The partner caused her to become infected with HPV by not taking proper precautions and neglecting to inform and or disclose his diagnosis, according to court documents. The findings suggested the insurance policy provide coverage for her injuries and losses. After the lawsuit was denied last year, it went to arbitration. A Jackson County Circuit Court arbitrator ruled in favor of the woman and suggested the payout. Okay, let me scroll some more here. At the time, GEICO intervention liability and damages have been determined by the arbitrator and confirmed by the trial court. GEICO has no right to relitigate those issued, the court said. Sources say the hefty payout could have been avoided, however, because the insurance company chose to deny coverage to MO's sexual partner, their path of legal recourse was compromised. Now, if you can understand that jargon,
No,
that's
I
your
can't.
answer.
I can't. No, I'm confused still. No, I can't. No, you know why? Because that would be the equivalent of being able to say, right, that anybody who's ever gotten an STD, okay, anyone who's ever been sexually violated, anyone who's ever had that whole thing where either someone poked holes in the condom or took the condom off and you didn't know, or whatever the case is, right? In any one of those cases, right, the insurance company owes money to the aggrieved person. And because seriously, it doesn't even matter if it's in a car. It could have been in a car, right? Because cars get insured, but so houses get insured, right? Renters have renters insurance. You're trying to tell me that insurance should cover you, right? Your car insurance should cover you if Buddy lies about having an STD and then sleeps with you and you get the STD. What does that have to do with auto insurance on any level?
It says the filing suggested the insurance policy provide coverage for her injuries and losses.
Oh, wow.
But the injuries weren't from operating the motor vehicle or from using the motor vehicle in a way that the manufacturer intended for you to use the motor vehicle. This is where my issue came in. This is why I said it at the beginning. Unless they manufactured the car for you to have sex with it at all, this should be a non-issue. But let's say they did manufacture the vehicle for you to have sex in it, right? Now, if you said that, you got some type of injury, right? Like, I mean, injury, like a physical one. Like, I don't know, your ovary got bruised or something because the slant in the car was too weird. As much as I would think that's ridiculous still, I would be like, at least it has something to do with the car. But this had nothing to do with the car. Like, at all. It had nothing to do with the car. The car was simply the place that she chose to be okay with having sex with this random dude that she didn't know well enough to have a discussion about sexual partners or go get tested, right? Like, and this is Geico's fault? Okay. No. No, girl, I'm looking at it on my 60-inch screen TV. We have a new TV because all of them don't work because of the flood. And I'm reading it. And I don't, like, I can't believe that. What? How? How is this possible, Char? How is this
crazy?
No.
The filing suggested the insurance policy provide coverage for her injuries and losses.
No, I'm sorry. This woman has to put her name out. I'm not even kidding.
M.O.
It's Mo. Her name is Mo.
No. Listen, you don't get $5.2 million for having a random hookup, right? And you get to keep your name private. Either you want to put your name out there, okay, or you don't. I'm sorry. This is not one of those cases. I think her name should be protected.
Ruby gonna be the judge. You know what? You'll get this judgment if you put your name and your face on the front of the New York Times.
Facts.
Cover of
Facts. Yes.
See,
no, absolutely. Yes.
Now the issue with that is see what you're trying to do. I'm gonna accuse you. I've been accused all week. It's your turn. What happened is you're trying to look at what she looked like so you can judge it was worth her getting that money. See, that's what it is.
No, I think that this is my thing. See, I think she knows that this is bullshit, right? Like, I think she knows it's bullshit. Right, I understand why you in your feelings, though, right? I'd be in my feelings too. But he lied to me. He didn't or I was too drunk or stupid to ask. He should have disclosed, or he should have protected, or maybe I did ask and he lied. I get it, right? Like, I get why she's upset. I get why she would want to sue him, right? But of course, he's broke, so she can't sue him. I understand. Right, I get it, and she's from America. America gets to sue and win for any time they're the littlest bit aggrieved. I get it, right? But if you think that you deserve to live like a millionaire for the rest of your life, right? Because some dude gave you HPV, when HPV, HSV, AIDS, all these other things are horrible. People have to live with them every single day, and they have like a financial cost. Like, HIV has a financial cost to it for the rest of your life, right? And you don't even have a financial medical cost that you have to pay off. This is all just pain and suffering, right? Then yes, I think if you're gonna get that, you know it ain't right, you know it's unfair, right? You know that you're the one in the million who's getting away with this bull, so you should have your face out there. That is, to me, that I just feel like, no. If you're gonna get away with bullshit, you should have your face out there. That's just what it is. Yeah.
Oh.
Yep. Yeah. Because it's all about accountability, right? She should have no problem at all, right, having her face out there as the HPV girl. Because if that's her issue, right, then it should be perfectly fine.
Girl.
Yeah. Because listen, because she would disclose to every sexual partner and every potential sexual partner ever going forward. She would definitely disclose that's what her issue is. That's what she got $5.2 million for, right? So therefore, she should have no problem plastering her face all over it, because she's going to disclose to everyone for the rest of her life now, right? Oh, so there you go. That's what it is. I'm sorry. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah,
come on.
Crazy.
Shame.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome, Real Deal. How are you today? Good evening.
Hey.
I'm blessed.
Hey,
I'm
Real
blessed.
Deal.
Ruby, Vonda, Char. How did she win? Because the McDonald's case, this reminds me of the McDonald's case when the lady unfortunately had her crotch burned because of how the temperatures of the coffee was, and she got M's.
No, you know what? It depends on which one you're talking about. Are you talking about the really old one or the more recent?
The really old one. The really old one. We talking about 2000.
Okay. So the really old one, she was actually, the way we all played it off, because, you know, we didn't have social media back then. We really was just like, yeah, we know hot water burns. But in essence, it actually, she had really severe 3rd-degree burns. She had to have multiple skin grafts and surgeries for years. She's in debilitating pain. She lost muscle function, and it was a really bad burn. That water was severely overheated, right? So, yeah, that was a real.
I didn't want to sound insensitive at all.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna lie to you, when we talk about random ass miscellaneous cases like this. We you know, I think of the McDonald's situation, both McDonald's incidences of either the coffee, the water was too hot, or situations of someone just not liking a order and the judge saying, okay, you get money. Or just,
yeah.
I don't know. I hate to be Geico right now because Geico got to pay this shit.
Right? Yeah, I was trying to figure out, if I can just maybe call an Uber and,
Thank you. Can I
and
get
put in
slapped
a
in
good
a
word or
car or
something.
something? Maybe, poked
Right?
in the eye? I can.
just get in the car in the Uber and, make a mistake and spill your smoothie and they have to give you a whole new outfit and shoes, get your hair done,
Girl,
get
something.
hooked up.
Right. No, do you know when people they deny for actual coverage, right? For actual things involving moving the motor vehicle in a way that it was intended, or they deny people when there's like a hailstorm or something and their car gets demolished or a tornado or something, right? They deny people all the time.
Yeah.
But this jackass woman gets $5.2 million,
Uh-oh.
Ate
right?
up all the budget.
Well,
Ate
they
up all
didn't
the
tell her
budget
no the
money.
first time. She asked for $1 million and they were like, no. We'll
Hell
give you
no.
5.
Right.
We'll give you 5.2.
Okay. She came
What?
back.
You can't tell
Gee.
me she wasn't surprised. I would have fell out my chair like, what? They approved that?
Nope. Because she's
It
young and beautiful. I'll bet you
something.
any money. She's very beautiful. She's white, blonde hair, blue eyes. And the reason why the judge and the jury is because she's this young, beautiful woman and you've ruined her prospects now. Look at this young, beautiful, innocent, virginal girl. That's what happened.
Geico. So do Toyota got to sue? Can they sue Toyota? It was in the back. In the back of
Yo, that's where she's going
Geico
next.
gets sued and Toyota got a problem.
Okay, that might be the next one. I don't know.
Right?
Yeah,
Could be.
10 million.
This is disgusting.
They got 10 million. I gotta sell these damn houses in Florida and Georgia, but she get $10 million. Okay.
Yeah.
Right? I can name 5 solid situations in my life that have happened that I deserve money more than she does. I'm just saying, right? Like, and I'm just like that's just off the top of my head. Okay, you do not deserve money because you had some random hookup with a dude and you caught it. But that is literally what the outcome of having random hookups is. That is a risk you are taking. You know what? He didn't disclose to you. Maybe he didn't know. That's why you don't have random hookups, because whether they're going to lie or they just don't know, right? You're still at risk, literally. She's
And
probably
his
young
car
enough.
seat,
Right.
You also got to be aware of his car seat. His car seat might have the STD on it.
Yeah, could be a little scratch right there, and whoops, got it.
That's what I thought they were going to say. I thought they were going to say that he tested negative, right? And she hadn't had any other sexual partners. She had passed a lie detector test, so she must have gotten it from a car seat. Maybe this was a rental. And so there's like that's what I honestly thought. I thought it really was going to get stupid, but still be related to the car. No, it has nothing to do with the car. Like nothing. This okay. God. I'm sorry. I can't deal with it. I can't. This is the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my whole life, like inclusively.
Come
Wow.
to the USA and sue away. Yes, you can.
That's what I need. I'm telling you, I
Milk
need
and
a good
honey, damn it.
100K, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what
Get
I
you
do.
hooked up.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this is our last article for tonight. I know Ruby will enjoy it. The term has been floating around a little bit. I mean, maybe about a couple of weeks, I think now. Negging. Have you heard of it? Anyone? Could be, maybe. Okay. Well, for those of you that have not, negging is the practice of giving backhanded compliments and generally making comments that express indifference toward another person, usually a woman, in an attempt to subdue that person. Is that something you want to seduce the person? Negging it, let me see, just read differently. Yeah, it does. Negging is an act of emotional manipulation whereby a person makes a deliberate backhanded compliment or otherwise flirtatious remark to another person to undermine their confidence and increase their need of the manipulator's approval. The term was coined and prescribed by pickup artists. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Now, there's a story that's out there.
Men do that all the time.
Might be a few weeks old now or so. But I don't know if anyone actually just said, hey, let's discuss negging. I don't think so. So I'll bring the story up for those who have not heard it. It's been going on for a while, but um, this is the particular story that I think it kind of all started, and there's a few more out there after this. Now, I've had a couple of conversations about how I would have handled it, but we all can listen to the story and talk about how we would handle this particular situation as a
Yeah.
male, female, whichever one you choose.
All
I'm
right.
not sure how to pronounce his name, but I will try. Solomon Bucci criticized for saying his fiancee is not the most beautiful woman ever in a love letter to her. And that's the couple right there. I think they are married now. Um, I think they are. When a man writes a love letter to his fiancee, you expect there is to be a swoon-worthy admiration and praise of her beauty and grace.
Right.
Life coach and social media influencer Solomon Bucci, is under fire for a message he wrote for the love of his life. And let me scroll down. Let's see if that letter is in here. Is it in here? Nope. Oh, he does have a statement here. Stating that you're not the most beautiful, intelligent might sound like it's not a compliment. Yeah, but it's realistic base for real love, he continued, acknowledging that my woman isn't the best, but I'm not looking for the best. I was looking for you and I found you. There's no best. There is just someone you choose and see the best in them. That's what he said.
Oh, what?
That's
I
what he
am.
said.
My dude really got married after that comment.
I'm
You ain't the best. You just
biting
average.
my
But
tongue.
I'm cool with. I'm cool with average. Essentially, that's what he's saying. Like, what are you doing?
That's what he said to her.
But
Then
that's
it's
not even bad. He didn't even call her average. That wasn't even calling her average. To me, there was nothing complimentary in that. It's like, you know what? You know, you ain't shit, but I love you and I got you. I mean,
dang.
basically, and it's
Find it
like,
funny for that one. You ain't shit. But
it's like, oh, okay, yeah. How do you take that? What if she wrote him a letter and her vows to him was like, you know what, you ain't got the biggest one. I've had bigger, but you know what? It does me just fine, and I'll take it for the rest of my life. You don't have a lot of money, but you know what? It'll pay the cable bill, and you all mine. I mean, those things to me, those things that he said to her,
Mhm.
they were digs. Don't don't refer to my lack of beauty as a plus. Like you ain't cute, but I still chose you anyway. What? That
what is the logic between this though? Because I always thought if you said some shit like that, she was going to say, "All right, this is off. This is not going through. We're not getting married. This bitch ass nigga really called me average." That's what.
No, but what he did. So okay, I'm gonna read the whole thing and I posted it in the back chat,
Oh,
Char,
you
if you
have it?
wanted to put it up.
Oh,
Oh, no.
find it.
Because you can see it. It's an Instagram post he did. Okay, and so this is what he wrote. He wrote, "You're not the most beautiful woman. Neither are you the most intelligent woman. But I've chosen to never find perfection in anyone else. I put my gaze on you, and with that commitment, we would mold ourselves for ourselves. Our perfection is in our commitment." Stating that you're not the most beautiful/intelligent might sound like it's not a compliment, yeah? But it's a realistic base for real love. Acknowledging that my woman isn't the best, but I'm not looking for the best. I was looking for you and I found you. There's no best. There is just someone you choose and see the best in them. This to me is the real love, not the one that consoles itself in the faux reality that their partner is the most good looking, most intelligent, most successful person in the world. That's disingenuous and doesn't give room for love to thrive. My love for you isn't about you being the best. It's about you being you. There's just no other you. I love you, Ayamfe, I think. I'm committed to you. I miss you so much, but my love for you is stronger than distance. So that's the whole post, right? And so I don't
That
think
ain't
I've
making
ever
it any better.
Get
Hearing
married. I
everything
don't
didn't even
get
make it
that.
any better. It still sounds terrible. I'm
I
sorry.
don't get that. How did he still get married, man? You know, do this man has money? Is she's doing a backhanded situation where you embarrass me, nigga, so I'm gonna get you for your money? What's going on? Cause that doesn't sound realistically. How could I say? You know, movie textbook movie marriage where dude found his soulmate. They came together. They then found a situation of union. That don't sound very union. That sound on the aspect of thank God you at your level and I can be able to rule over you. That doesn't sound of an aspect of a union. That sound like rulership.
But
Definitely
see,
doesn't sound like anything of the USA, I tell you that much.
but see, he said things that, that are natural in relationships, for realistically, when you're in a relationship and you fall in love with the person, you're not falling in love with them because they're so beautiful. You're falling in love with them because, of how you feel when you're with them, how they make you feel. And that just goes without saying. You don't get up and make a declaration, you ain't pretty, but I chose you anyway. But
that's not what he
hell, you
said.
ain't even smart. But you know what? If you can turn the oven on and boil water, you're good with me.
But that's not what he said either. See, and this is the problem. He actually was, and a lot of people, I think most of us have heard those few sentences, just those statements, kind of in a vacuum alone, so many times that it's like trying to hear it as the whole context. We just keep hyper focusing back on that and the implications, right? But he didn't say, I'm not attracted to you. I don't find you attractive. I don't find you beautiful. I think you're actually pretty stupid. But you know what? I've chosen to keep you anyway. That's not actually what he said, right? It's just like that's how everyone took it, right? Because people just being dead ass honest is not what we expect in society. Let's be real. What do we expect in society? We expect people to lie to us, right? And then pretend that it's not little white lies, right? A lot of women want to be lied to. They want to be told you're the most beautiful woman in the world and you're the most blah, blah, blah. They want to not you're the most beautiful to me, or there's no one who I find more attractive than you, even though objectively I can tell that there are more beautiful women in the world than you. But it doesn't matter because I don't want those women. I want you, right? Most women would be very offended by that. But why? Like, he's literally saying, I objectively accept the fact that I, as a man, would never be able to get something that every man in the world would say is the most beautiful, most intelligent woman on the planet, objectively. I know that, right? But it doesn't matter. I'm not looking anymore. I'm not interested in what else is out there. I'm not interested if I could get someone other people would think is more beautiful or other people would think is more intelligent. In fact, there's only one you. The combination of your looks, your level of intelligence, your humor, who you are. You are what I was looking for. I wasn't looking for any of these other things or anything individually. I was looking for this whole. And you are the whole. And as soon as I found you, I stopped looking. I'm not interested in anything else, nor am I interested in pretending that the reason why I chose you is because you're the most intelligent or the most beautiful. I don't care about any of that. I was looking for the you. And nobody can replace that.
But it's the fact that he even said it. Why even say that? He could have just kept that off to the side. My thing is that, okay, let's just, look at the average woman. If my man tells me, what, hey, Vonda, I think you're beautiful, I'm like, that's going to flatter me. But in my mind's mind, I know I am not the most beautiful woman in the world. I mean, come on. She probably knows she ain't the most beautiful. But what a woman does not want to hear is that, you know what, you're not that attractive, but I still love you anyway.
But that's not what he said. No, but he didn't say that.
Okay, Ruby, let me say his exact words. You're not the most beautiful. What woman wants to hear that when she already knows that?
Nobody's trying to hear that.
No woman wants to hear that. She already knows. I already know I'm not the most beautiful. But if I am the most beautiful to you in this setting, and I'm the most beautiful woman you could marry, and you love me, that's enough. But to say, "Oh, you're not Beyonce, but I'll take you."
Well,
Yeah, but
when,
see,
when it
you
comes to
know
me as
what
a
you're
dude,
missing.
when it comes to
Sorry,
me
go
as a dude, I think this is like very socially voided. He's voided from social cues, or what they would call social tact.
Okay.
Because it's not a lie. Because it's not a lie. It's real social tact. That baby girl, you are beautiful. You my everything. You my pretty. You my Miss Pretty Jane. All lottie lottie dottie. But it's not a lie. Because that's how you make me feel. Like I'm not gonna say that. Well, I could have got a Bentley, but I got the Camry.
Yes, right.
I got the '96 Camry, but I'm cool with the '96 Camry. I know I could have did better, but no, that's arrogant. One, that comes as very narcissistic. For a lot of women would find that very narcissistic and very, like I said, socially voided. Like they'd be like, "Damn, is you disconnected?"
But why? Because you know what? When a woman says, right?
But
So if a woman just hold on. I'm asking. When a woman says, no, he's not the richest, right? He's not the tallest, right? Is she insulting him, or is she just acknowledging an observable reality? But it doesn't matter, because if I, as a woman, say, right, yeah, no, my man's not the richest at all. He's very average income, and he's not the tallest. He's pretty average, maybe a little under average. I don't know. But you know what? It doesn't matter, because that's not what I was looking for. I wasn't looking for the tallest guy, or I wasn't looking for the richest guy. I wasn't looking for the most handsome guy. I was looking for perfect for me. And I found him. And it's him. It's this guy. This guy right here is perfect for me. And I am no longer interested in what else I could get, or, trying to find something that objectively they're like, oh, he's super rich, or, oh, you guys can have the most glamorous life, or, oh, look how tall he is, your kids are good. I don't care about all of that, because I found the perfect man for me, and look how he makes me feel, and look at the way he treats me, right? And like, if I said all that, it would be fine, right? But because he said the exact same thing about a woman. He didn't say he doesn't find her attractive. He didn't say he didn't find her beautiful. He didn't say he didn't find her intelligent. He didn't say he didn't find her joy. He said she's perfect for him. And she is what he's been looking for his whole life. And he finally found it. And he, at that moment, from the time his gaze fell on her, he chose to stop trying to find perfection in anyone or anything, because he found what was perfect for him. And that's not, the reality of that isn't good enough when you're talking about women. Men have to lie to women. You have to lie. If you don't lie, then it's not good enough. And you know what? That in and of itself, I think, is exactly what creates the high divorce rate that we actually have, right? It's because we're not basing, I think what he said is absolutely true. We are not basing what we are saying to each other or our expectations on reality. We're basing them on some bullshit. And part of the problem is not even what he's saying to her, it's what women think about themselves, right? So they think to themselves, no, the man who chose me, my husband who loves me and whatever, sure, he says he loves me for me and I'm perfect for him. But really, he was super attracted to me when I was a size 4 and I was this and I was that and I was young and I was this. And that's what everyone wants, is youth and beauty, right? And so if I get fatter, if I get uglier, if I get older, he's not going to want me. The insecurity, the this, the that, not fully understanding. No, the man chose you. This global whole, this package of you, that's what he chose, right? Like, what he's saying actually is probably a good indication they're going to stay married forever, but people aren't seeing it that way.
Well, as a dude, I wouldn't use it, because one, they're gonna look at me like, "What nigga, damn? Why are you wasting my time?" They would have felt their time being wasted. Like, if I'm so average, then why is you here? That would been the first on actually. That would be like the first question.
Cause he's average. Y'all are average people, like
that's
the average person, because everyone's average.
Do we have to say what's already known? We have to actually speak it?
Yes, that's what we should do. And we should stop lying.
You're black,
stop lying.
and I'm black.
Yes.
You're a man, and I'm a woman.
Yes.
Yes. You're not Shamar Moore back in his day when he was holding, but you know what? Now you're it. you're
Damn.
it.
Now,
but
I'm
see, that's not
good.
what he
That's
said
funny.
though. See,
now
that's what
I'm
I'm
getting
saying though.
It's like, why do you go to that? I mean, when it boils down to it, Ruby, looks and things like that, this is the type of society that we live in. And for him to put that in a declaration, anything about like her looks not being, I don't know that.
I don't know. What do you want to be? Do you want
not
to
a good
be?
look.
No, hold on. I have a
Foot and
question.
toenails in his mouth. I'm sorry.
No, I have a question. I have a question for you,
It's not a
Vonda.
good look.
What do you want to be? Do you want your husband, the love of your life, the man you want to spend the rest of your life with, do you want him to truly and wholly and completely love you and be completely, wholly and truly satisfied and fulfilled by you, right? Or do you want him just to objectively think that you're hotter than all the instant thoughts? Like, because that's really what we're talking about here. Like, which one is actually more important towards a happy, fulfilling, satisfying life, right? Do you want him to wholly, completely, truly see, want, desire, love, and be fulfilled by you? Or do you just want him to think you're hotter than all the Insta thoughts? Which one is it?
I don't want him to think that I am just hotter than all of the Insta thoughts, because if that's what he's dating, then maybe I am not the chick for him. My thing is that I can look at a good looking man. Let's just say, like for instance, LL Cool J. Back in his day, he was a very good looking man, body, licking the lips, everything, like really, really good looking. My man was not LL Cool J, but I didn't care. To me, he was LL Cool J, but I'm not going to lead a declaration of my love for him that you ain't no LL Cool J, but it doesn't mix, Ruby. I'm sorry, the whole thing just does not go together. It's like
That
you
be
don't
fucked
start
up
with
as
what's
dudes.
it just doesn't go.
Ruby, can I say
Yes,
this
but
as
it
a dude?
does.
It'd be
You're just
fucked up
you didn't
because
say
a
it.
lot of dudes would be like, "Well, damn, I'm not your acrotype. I'm not your prototype."
But why? Think about it for a second. Why? Because Vonda said, I knew all of these things. I just didn't say them out loud. But they were still all true, right?
Why would you say that? What's
But-
the point of
Why
saying
not?
it? What is the
Why
point?
not? What is the problem with stating the whole truth instead of all the pretty lies of omission? Why is that a problem?
It's not even a pretty lie. Sometimes when it comes from the aspect of real social bond and love, you're just satisfied that you found someone that made you complete. That helps anything. Because if you have a real bond, a real rapport with somebody, you're not trying to poke the imperfections with their, any type of social quirks, visuals. You're just happy that you found someone that actually is a good teammate. At least that's how I treat my relationships. I don't say, well, you average, or your ass ain't big enough, your titties ain't fat enough. That would be extremely unfair.
Right. I mean, exactly. That's
I
what
could have got someone that had triple D's, but I accept your flat chested ass. That doesn't help
But
nobody.
that's not what he said. What he said was, you don't have the biggest boobs. Okay, we're going to use this example. You don't have the biggest boobs, right?
I'm in
and you
LA.
know what? Hold on. Let me use the example. Okay, you don't have the biggest boobs, right? And you don't have the longest legs. But I wasn't looking for the biggest boobs and the longest legs. I was looking for an A cup with a fat ass, and I found it in you. That's what he said. That's what he said. But everyone's refusing to acknowledge that that's what he said. Because what he said was, you don't have these things, but it's okay because I wasn't looking for those things. I was looking for
why
you.
mention them if that's not what you was looking for?
Because everyone seems to think that that's the most important thing these days. And people think it's so important that the fact that he acknowledged it, it means that he hates this woman and he's negging her and it's a side shot against her. Why?
So do you think people were sitting there looking at them like, damn, he about to marry her?
Yeah, and it's fucked up. Everybody was thinking that shit is fucked up.
Or, well, damn, why he married her? She only got a GED. The other girl he was with had a college.
But he didn't say that. But he didn't say that. She might have a master's. You don't know her.
But she's, girl,
But that's what I'm saying. Listen, and first of all, intelligence has nothing to do with what level of school you have, because your IQ is your IQ regardless of when you decided to drop out. That's first thing.
But
Second
we don't
thing
know that
is,
he
though,
knows that. We don't know that he knows that.
yeah, but see, the thing is, though, right, is again, what everyone has done is instead of taking exactly what he said, everyone has added all these extra words and implications he never did say, and then are judging what their implications they've added are, not what he said. Because what he said isn't enough for people to feel that way, and they understand that. So they have to add in the added implications that they feel, right? And this is where the problem is coming in, right? Is that what he said, no, listen. If you just take out, okay, if you just take out what most people lie by omission, right? As in they don't say the things that they don't have to say, but are all true, no matter who the hell you are, right? So if you just take out those lines, right? What he said is incredibly deep and powerful and meaningful, and people feel like, oh, wow, that's a real connection. That's a real bond. The problem is he didn't omit those things, right? Even though everyone else does. He just said things that everyone knows are true in their own real relationships and these own deep, long-term, forever after soul tie marriages, right? We know these things are true. All he did was say things out loud that other people omit. Right? They lie by omission. But everything else he said, take that stuff out and just read what he said. What he said was real. It was real. It was real and it was powerful, but people don't like it because, you know, he acknowledged reality.
I don't know. She acting like a pick-me right now. This is acting very pick-me-ish, and I'm a dude, and I can clearly see that this is not gonna go well, because I've literally been cool with dudes that their chick was like super loyal to them, but the dude pretty much treated him like cannon fodder. This is her literally intentionally treating herself like cannon fodder.
How?
I wouldn't want my daughter to go with no dude like this. I would have said,
why?
You talk to my daughter like what? So
talk to her like what? Like what? Like you're perfect for me. I wasn't looking for perfection. I wasn't looking for the most beautiful, for the most intelligent. I was looking for you, and I found
with the
you.
shotgun cocked back. With the shotgun cocked back. I would have been like, well, walk on.
Why?
Walk on. If you average, then walk on, because you're not.
So what you would want is a guy. So what you would want then? So what you would want? So what you would want is a guy who thinks your daughter, or at least is willing to lie and say it, right, is the most beautiful woman in the world, right, and she's the smartest woman in the world, right? But overall, doesn't actually fulfill him completely because she's not exactly what he actually wants and needs. But as long as he thinks that she's the most beautiful and the most intelligent, that's good enough for your daughter.
To be able to, can I say this? Because I'm a dude.
But you didn't answer. No, if you're answering, yes.
I'm a dude. I'm gonna answer this, and I'm gonna drive this home from a dude's perspective. If your chick is not necessarily the prettiest, but she has the mind for you, and she's in the right speed, she has the loyalty, she has the bond, she's the person that's the ultimate teammate when you need something done, she's right there, bada boom, bada bing, she does everything right. If her looks is not up to par, then homie, you need to put some money up for a stylist, makeup.
So you're not going to answer my question, is what you're saying? Because first of all, what you did was you added words in, but he didn't say it. No, you're not. Because I asked you, what would you rather? You said as a father. So I said, okay. So then what would you rather? Would you rather as a father? He never said her looks are
as a father. I'd rather her not to deal with a person that's going to just drive her self-esteem like that.
But I asked you an either or question. So you can't do that. Right? Okay. I'm going to repeat it, right? Because first of all, you cannot, hold on. You can't say, but hold on. But I'm going to re-ask the question. I'm going to re-ask the question because we didn't get what the question really was, because I want you to answer it, right? Because what you answered is something he didn't even say. He never said her looks weren't up to par. He said she's perfect for him. So everything he was looking for, he found it in her. That's what he actually said. Now the question is, right? As a father, would you rather your daughter, right, get a man who says, your daughter is everything I was looking for. She fulfills everything that I want. I want to love her for the rest of my life. Or would you rather a man who lies, right, because he's probably going to be lying by omission or lying because, it's the nice thing to do, and says, no, your daughter is the most beautiful woman in the world to me, and she's the most intelligent woman in the world to me. But the reality is that she doesn't actually fulfill him, and she's not actually everything that he wants and needs and expects from a woman. But he's saying she's the most beautiful and intelligent. Which one would you rather for your daughter?
Well,
that's the question.
Well, one, it's more than just either or. Because there are certain dudes, when they say something, they actually mean it. And when they say something, it's just bluff. But I would tell my daughter as a consigliere to focus on what does your intuition feel about the situation when it comes to the dudes that you're dealing with. I would say that if the dude really means it, put him to the test. Test him to see if he really means that. Put his actual best step forward when it comes to this. You don't just take somebody's fluff or somebody's fakeness, because that seemed very two-faced. How can I be so average, and I'm not a woman, but how can the woman be so average, but you still willing to deal with her and willing to lock your finances in with her? I don't get that. I don't get that from the dude's aspect.
So you're still not going to actually answer the question.
Average. That's the whole point. There's nothing wrong with average. At the end
Nor
of the
did
day,
he say that he thinks she's average.
Mm-hmm.
He said she's not the most beautiful woman, nor is she the most intelligent woman on planet Earth. He never said he even thinks that she's average. He never said that he thinks that she's dumb. Everyone has decided that because
that she's butt ugly. That for all we know.
Or for all we know that he thinks she's drop dead stunningly gorgeous. See, this is the problem.
No,
everyone has decided. No, everyone has decided that because he said she's not the most beautiful woman objectively on the planet. Objectively on the planet, because she's not the most beautiful woman, therefore he must think she's average or ugly or blah blah blah. And this is the problem. He didn't say that. He never said it. He didn't apply it anywhere in there. You not being the most beautiful woman on the planet does not make you ugly. It doesn't even imply that you're ugly, because under the most beautiful woman on the planet, there's a whole lot of goddamn stunners and gorgeous women and beautiful women and super pretty women. I mean, there's so many other things that you could be other than the one singular most beautiful woman on the planet.
But by him omitting the statements about her looks and her intelligence, by him omitting it, let's just say he left it out. That's not telling her that she's the most beautiful and she's the smartest. So basically, he starts a positive thing, which is meant to be a positive thing, with negatives, and that's where I find the fault. It goes without saying that she's not the most beautiful and he's not the handsomest. They're both average people. Why would you state that in your declaration?
He said it about himself too.
He could have left it alone.
But he said it about himself too. Why is no one mad at him for saying that it would be disingenuous as hell to pretend that they're the most that he's also the most successful person in the world? It would be disingenuous for him to pretend that he's the tallest.
It's not admitting to the opposite. Omitting it is not saying, if he doesn't say she's not the prettiest, that's not saying, hey, you're the most beautiful. A simple, you are what's best for me. You are perfect for me, just how you are.
Okay. Yeah, man.
By him saying that's what he said. That means that he finds other women prettier than her. You don't.
No, actually doesn't. He literally acknowledged that already. And this is the problem. He actually literally said no. The second his gaze fell on her, he stopped looking for prettier. He stopped looking for intelligent. He stopped looking, period, because he found perfection for him. And that was good for him. He found perfection for him. So he's not looking. He literally said that already. He says that in what he said. Why is that not good enough?
I don't know. I wouldn't sign my daughter off on this. If my daughter told me that basis like this and he put it out to the world for everybody to see forever about this, I'd be like, what are you doing? And I would have been like, you married this nigga? I'd have been like, oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. No, you
know
what the thing is,
me 2 shots.
In my circle of...
It's not going to work. It's not going to work. It opens the door.
Almost everyone I know has been married. Almost everyone I know. And about 50% of them got divorced, obviously. I mean, like people I went to high school with, everyone got married.
Then don't marry. Then don't marry.
I'm not done.
I don't know why he's wasting his time.
No, I'm not done. How are you going to respond to the first half of my sentence as though it's my point? It's not. Now, everyone I know has gotten married. Because, my generation, we're all nearing 40 now, right? So everyone I know has gotten married, right? The people who stayed married, right? The people who stayed married, and not just stayed married, but miserably, or stayed married for the kids, but they basically live parallel lives and whatever, right? The people who are still deliriously happy into each other and whatever are actually the ones that were the least likely to be making all of these little pretty stupid lies. And here's the interesting part about it, is that when we were younger, when we were younger, we used to think a lot like you. We used to say things like that. We actually used to say it out loud. You're like, oh man, I would never be with a man if he didn't think da 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 about me, right? I would never be with a man who did da 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 about me. And honestly, I believed very similarly, which is why I am so adamantly opposed to your positions now, because because it's not reality. The reality is that women objectively know in their heads where they fall on the beauty scale, where they fall on an intelligence scale, where they fall on a cooking skill scale. Now, here's the problem. Marriage, in order for it to be successful, is very much grounded in trust and honesty and integrity. The problem with you wanting to be filled full of pretty lies that you as a human being objectively know are false is that when you really, really, really need your spouse to say something to you and it's real, right? So like you're working really hard on a speech and you want to know if it's good, right? And you need his feedback, or some decision that you made at work. Are you right or wrong? Stuff like that. Like when you really need his honesty, you can never trust his word ever, because he's lying to you, because objectively you're nowhere near the most beautiful woman in the world. So when he says it, you know that you can't trust him at his word. That's what it is.
My argument is, as a dude, I wouldn't want my wife, my lady, my everything to say, well, bring up all my downfalls blatantly. Like, man, you ain't the most handiest motherfucker. I've dealt with more handy motherfuckers, or especially when it comes to situation of bedroom, where that's really knocking below the belt.
No, I tell Mr. Rubes the truth about everything.
As a dude, dudes want to throw the darts at women, but they don't want the women to throw darts.
No, they're fine with it. You know why? You know why they're fine with it?
That'd be dart throwing.
Nope. If you live in radical honesty, which I do, right? Mr. Rubes is perfectly happy with me being completely honest about all the places he fails. You know why? Do you know why he's okay with that? You know why he's okay with that? Because then he 100% trusts every time that I say, oh my God, you are the best at this thing, or tell him how much he's succeeding at something, or how great he is at something. He knows he can 100% believe me, because I'm being 100% honest, because I wouldn't just tell him something just to fluff up his ego, just to make him feel good in a moment, even though I'm lying my ass off. He knows everything comes out of my mouth. I mean, wholly and completely. I only give him,
and fluffing is not required. I'm gonna say it like this really
Apparently
quickly.
it is. You can't tolerate constructive criticism or truths that are not, like, basically praising you and telling you you're the best. That's what you said.
When it comes to me, I want to vibe with the person. I'm not here to open up wounds. I'm not trying to lower people's self-esteem. I'm not trying to bring out any type of insecurities. When it comes to my situation, I like to be able to vibe out as a dude. All that confrontational shit doesn't get you nowhere in the real life. All that being a radical dude doesn't work. When it comes to everything, you're not lying, but you're not being, how can I say, just socially blunt. Being socially blunt doesn't get you nowhere but create enemies. As a dude, that creates enemies.
Not with people who actually want to live in reality, and I like to live in reality. So I've always preferred a man who can actually tolerate being honest.
Ruby, I would say that you are definitely a woman that understands what you want to do when it comes to how you come across. But I don't want to hold up Miss Shar's panel.
I like that one. I like that one. That ended on a beautiful note.
I'm not here to browbeat nobody. When it comes to my angle position, I always respect the person's position. But me as a dude, I don't have to lie. I don't have the situation where I have to extend the truth or brown nose to somebody where I'm not truly meaning it. It's just hot air. Just me hearing myself talk. I don't do that. And
that dude can be honest wholly and completely with his wife.
Platonic or serious.
See, that's the thing. The fact that this dude was just wholly and completely honest, no lies of omission, no little white lies. He was just brutally honest. And in that honesty, he was actually literally saying something incredibly beautiful and powerful that any woman should actually be very comforted by. And at the end of the day, you heard that, oh, you shouldn't say that as a man, and and I would never let my daughter. In and of itself, that tells me that no, you're not as honest in communication with women as you think that you are, and you should think about that.
I wouldn't, but to each his own.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. So you're not as honest in communication with women as you think that you are. If you think you're super honest, because all he did was be honest. He didn't even say anything mean. He didn't take any shots at her. He just was honest. That was it.
Well, one day we need to interview the wife, and we should be able to get her take on it and how she feels on that.
Definitely.
It is what it is. But what's the next video?
We know the truth, what you really want to do. All this live stream talking, not telling truth. Quote and stack like those numbers make it a fact. Those women would have never picked you even where you're at. Winter's here and it's here for you indefinitely. You turn your back on your own damn community. We see your comments in the chat and it's hate speech. You mad at women cause they didn't choose you in their sheets. Name your doctor writing scripts cause the dosage off. Flipping the script, women winning talking about they lost. Been 4 years you've been hanging in these YouTube streets. Congratulations, you just earned your bachelor's degree. You wanna clap them cheeks, you wanna clap them cheeks. You wanna clap them cheeks, you wanna clap them cheeks. You wanna clap them cheeks, you wanna clap them cheeks. You wanna clap them cheeks, you wanna clap them cheeks. Those red pills never did nothing for you. I hear Red Bull is on sale, won't you pick up too? Speaking of which, your godfather is dead and gone. No more new quotes for you to carry on. Flip the channel, keep on searching, and don't be sad. Never cry about something that you never had. It's been years you've been hanging in these YouTube streets. Congratulations, you just earned your bachelor's degree. You wanna clap them cheeks, you wanna clap them cheeks. You wanna clap them cheeks, you wanna clap them cheeks. You wanna clap them cheeks, you wanna clap them cheeks. You wanna clap them cheeks, you wanna clap them cheeks. You wanna clap them cheeks, you wanna clap them cheeks. You wanna clap them cheeks, you wanna clap them cheeks. You wanna clap them cheeks, you wanna clap them cheeks.